Welcome back, guys, to yet another World of Warcraft video on this channel. Today we are going to be going over Inscription and skinning together in one. I decided to do this because skinning is not necessarily, big enough to do its own video, so I'm doing Inscription and skinning together because those are the ones that we've most recently actually gotten on the alpha. Now, before we get into it, make sure you guys drop a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel and say thank you to all the great Patreons, or patrons, however you want to call them. All of them on the screen. There's so many now. I greatly appreciate your guys' support. It helps me out a ton with making these videos. And also knowing that I'm doing something right, But let's get straight into it. We are going to check out, obviously, as I said, Inscription and skinning. Now, the way that I've been checking out these professions, I haven't been diving into actually crafting every single part and going over that in videos, right? I haven't been doing that because the professions are in a very specific point where you can't really know what's what. So sitting there and crafting every single thing obviously is more for testing purposes to see if something is broken. So what I am personally going to go over with you guys today is only what kind of recipes we have, so we can talk about the gold making potential, but also so you guys can just see what the different professions have, okay? Now, with the Inscription, we obviously have milling, and the great thing about it is that we're going to be able to mass mill in every single expansion, right? We can go back, and then we can click in on these, and then we can click create all. That is something that has been introduced. It's also been introduced with jewel crafting, if you guys did not see that. Now, next to that, okay, we're going to look at all the unlearned recipes here. Obviously, there's inks. There's multiple different inks that we're going to be able to get. There's going to be various different qualities, obviously, with on top of the quality levels. So not only are there going to be these blue quality ones, but each of them will also have 3 different quality levels, okay? So there's the rarity, which is, obviously uncommon, common, rare, epic, and then legendary. And then there's the quality level, which is the new quality assurance thing that goes through professions, as you guys can see right here. But besides that, every single crafted material and crafted item, well, some of the crafted items when it comes to gear will actually have 5 quality levels. But most of everything else, when it's not gear or anything related to that, it's going to have 3 quality levels. But for Inscription, there's going to be missives. Missives is something we also had in Shadowlands together with the legendaries. So obviously all this is it's going to put specific, specific stats on your gear. It's very nice to see. Going to be great for Inscriptionists to do this for crafted pieces of gear, to be able to control what you want to put on them. I think this is great to put this in the game again. Then there's something obviously for Darkmoon decks here, sigils. Obviously Darkmoon decks are returning to the game. That is something a lot of people are really happy about, and also something a lot of people were expecting. That's good to see. Again, you got a Ventus rune that's also returning, and then you also have some runes. Now you can see with these runes, these ones are kind of new, as you can see. Imbue your weapon with the energy of a Dragonflight, increasing critical strike rating by 34 for 1 hour. So these are kind of like honing stones or sharpening stones or things like that from blacksmithing. Very similar in the sense. So it's nice to see there's a little more new stuff that we get. And then obviously you can see the upgraded versions here. You can see the 350 eye level Darkmoon decks right there, and then you can see a Darkmoon deck box, which is just an even higher level Darkmoon deck. So there's actually two. There's actually going to be 2 versions of the Darkmoon decks, which is pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Now, on top of that, Inscription is also going to have weapons. You're going to be able to create staves, or staves, however you want to say that. And not only that, you're also going to be able to create a couple of offhand weapons. So, that is returning to Inscription. I think that's very nice to give you a little bit more. You're also going to be able to create these illusion parchments. They're not really anything. All they really seem to be is like some cosmetic items, like with fun effects that you throw at allies or friends or whatever. They don't really have a great use for anything, so these are just like more for fun items, I guess. But hey, it's cool. Now this one is interesting, obviously. Scroll of Sales summons a vendor of general goods for 5 minutes. And then supplies vary with the scroll's quality. So obviously this scroll can have quality 1, 2, or 3, which means that however high it is, it might give you some different, obviously, general goods. I don't know about this one yet. We're going to be able to see down the line what this is actually going to offer. I'm pretty sure that this isn't actually offering what it's supposed to yet. So we'll see with that. And then obviously, like every single other profession, there's profession equipment, as you guys can see right here. Now, with Inscription, we can actually see that you're going to be able to craft profession equipment for alchemists, also cooking masters, cooking chefs, right? And then also for yourself. So that's good stuff. 3 professions that you're doing something for. And then, obviously, Dragon Isle's Mysteries, this is the fortune cards, right? So, obviously, the Darkmoon deck crafting. And then you got contracts for 5 different reputations. So, this is basically confirming 5 different reputations, which we're pretty sure of since there's 5 different zones. Good to know. And now, this is very interesting. This is something that I was looking at the other day. And basically what this is that these are items that will slightly increase your knowledge of a certain profession. So, for the work order system, because there are, these require specifically, as you guys can see right there, these require bind on pickup items. Now, this is very, very important. This means that some of these, if you're not crafting them for yourself, these will have to go through the work order system, which means that every single person that's an inscriptionist are going to be able to make these for other people. Now, I have not been able to craft this yet because we have not been able to get Wilder Cloth. It's not on any of the vendors, and I have not been able to find it on any mobs out in the world, so maybe there's some bug with it. But when we do eventually figure out how much these give, it's it's pretty important to figure out how much it is. But it does say slightly increases your knowledge. Usually when Blizzard uses slightly, it's it's not very much, but it's still very important, considering, we need as much knowledge as possible for our specializations. Now, besides that, besides the fact that you can do that for almost every single profession, we're also going to be able to craft an Inscription a bunch of cosmetic stuff for, specifically, dragon riding. So these are more than likely, a lot of these, as you can see, unlocks this customization option for the Cliffside Wilder Drake at the Rostrum of Transformation. So, basically a bunch of cosmetic options for your dragon riding. These are probably going to be pretty cool, pretty awesome to craft. Probably a good amount of money considering the fact that it's cosmetic for a dragon that everybody will be using. And yeah, this is good stuff. I think Inscription looks to be actually in maybe even the best state that it's been in a lot of expansions. But I'm very excited about this. I think Inscription looks pretty good, and I might even want to check it out even more than I have in previous expansions. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, there's also the Specialization Tree, but the Specialization Tree is the same as every other profession. A little bit's going to go into, obviously, just crafting your weapons and Darkmoon decks. The other part is going to go into crafting probably inks, better inks at higher quality. And then the last will probably more than likely be sigils and runes and everything like that. It's pretty simple for where the specializations go. We don't know how to get the points yet, so it's a little pointless to get in to the specializations since we don't know how fast it's going to go. So I'm kind of not going to tell you guys about that, considering the fact that it's pretty useless without knowing the whole picture. But this is how it is for Inscription. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Now for skinning. Skinning has, obviously, we can't imagine that skinning has very many things, but skinning does have something new. It has refinement. Now, refinement is refining hides, leather, and scales, which means that what you're going to be able to do as a skinner is that you're going to be able to actually refine rare materials and also regular materials to make them better, right? So this is something that you're probably going to need to do for leatherworking. And this is nice that they're doing this for skinning, which makes it a little more attractive to actually, pick the profession. So I'm excited about that. Not only that, you're also, as a skinner, you're also going to be creating baits for fishers, right? People that do fishing, you're going to be creating some bait. And not only that, you're also going to be creating some bait for yourself as a skinner, which is very interesting. I wonder where they're going to go with this. And there's also this little item that says bottled pheromones. Open a bottle of pheromones, drawing all unoccupied skinnable beasts and dragonkin within 60 yards to you. Now, obviously, this item is very interesting. I haven't been able to craft this because I haven't been able to find assorted exotic spices. But either way, this is a pretty good item considering the fact that it would be nice to just be able to drag everything to you and then skin all of it. And yeah, obviously that's a good item no matter what. And then you have your fishing lures here. But that's pretty much it for when it comes to skinning. And obviously this is the first gathering profession that we've actually seen. But for the specialization, obviously, it's going to go into 3 different things. One is refinement. Another one is how much you can gather. And then the last one is debate. And that's it. So pretty straightforward when it comes to the specializations here as well. I'm also not going to go too much in it, considering I'm not going to go too much into it, considering the fact that we can't really get the full picture of all of it yet. But that is pretty much it. I'm excited to see mining and herbalism as well when it comes out next to skinning, because those have a little more to offer than actually skinning does, considering the fact that there's going to be materials in multiple different zones. And I don't know, we'll see what Blizzard does. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as I also said earlier in the video, make sure that you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of the profession so far. Does it look scary? Does it look complicated, complex, whatever it is? If you have any feedback, drop it down in the comments below. Also, if you want me to test anything specific on the alpha, the comment section, guys. Go down there, type something. You should. But either way, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you made it this far, make sure that you type cheesecake in the comments. That's all I'm asking. Just do it. It's a secret word, and I think you should do it. But either way, I appreciate you guys for watching. Until the next one. See you guys.